The desire to lose weight and change bad habits can be one that takes people down an unsafe path. Bariatric surgery here in the States is a safe procedure with proven results. The operation removes or confines part of the stomach, which in turn allows only a certain percentage of food and calories to be consumed, leading to weight loss. This surgery can be expensive, and that cost can push many to find a cheaper procedure south of the border with sometimes devastating results, particularly with one doctor. I brought the issue to a local doctor who explains why it's a growing concern here in Acadiana. From San Diego
wanted a gastric sleeve operation for one
to Tampa, Florida,
now I guess the Mexican doctor,
and even north to Canada. More and more news reports across the country come out about cheap weight loss surgery gone wrong in Mexico. A portion of patients facing severe complications.
We have reports all over the country. In fact, we found scores of reports of patients who have not done so well, who have ended up in a coma or death.
Dr. Philip Gotchison is a bariatric surgeon in Lafayette. He says doctors here in Louisiana are seeing a rise in patients looking to fix mistakes made in Mexico.
They're seeking care anywhere they can that they think they can afford.
He says that want to be thinner, and most insurance providers in Louisiana not covering this surgery, pushes people into desperate situations. A quick internet search will bring you weightlossagents.com, a site that will schedule your surgery with Dr. Mario Almanza, pictured here.
We've had 3 patients come in and alert us that they've had the same surgeon. None of the patients know each other, and they all have the same complication. Unfortunately, what we're finding with these patients is that staple line has opened up, and so the patients essentially have a hole in their stomach, and they have food and stomach contents leaking into their body, making them ill.
Here in the States, you'd receive months of pre-surgery and post-surgery care, eating plans, and doctor's appointments. It's a much different scene in Tijuana.
It's sort of like a factory situation. A large number of patients all in one day, no education. All of the patients are educated by the doctor at the same time the day of surgery.
We reached out to weight loss agents.
I was hoping to speak to somebody on the phone about some of the patients that you guys signed up to go visit Dr. Almanza.
My supervisor or manager is not available at the moment. Is there any way that you can email them?
After returning home from Mexico, the original surgery complications aren't the only issues the patient must deal with.
A prolonged hospitalization, prolonged nutrition delivered by IV or a feeding tube, antibiotics, a number of additional surgeries, x-ray tests is going to run in the several $100,000 range.
Dr. Gotchison says there are up to 150,000 people in Louisiana that need and are eligible for this type of surgery. Many suffer from type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, possible fertility issues, and higher risks for cancer. For them, going south for the procedure is worth the risk for them financially and physically.
People need to be warned. Buyer beware. Medical tourism is very dangerous. They're going to Mexico, having a surgery which they consider safe because they know that we have great outcomes here and with our patients, and they think I'll get it on the cheap and it'll be just as good. And in fact, they're really setting themselves up for failure.
Like they asked us to do, we reached out to weight loss agents for comment through email on their relationship with Dr. Almanza, but as of news time, we have not received their response. Coming up tomorrow in part 2 of our series, Thin at All Costs, we speak to an Opelousas woman who took that trip to Mexico and is now paying for her decision in more ways than one. Hear her story and her warning to those who may be considering medical tourism. This morning, you'll see the fallout from medical tourism gone wrong. Yesterday, we told you about the rash of complications many people are reportedly facing across the country after going to see one particular doctor in Mexico for bariatric surgery.
Not only did I think that I hurt myself, but I hurt my family. It's something that I wish I could take back. It was a huge mistake, and I'm just blessed today to be alive.
Tricia Ryder, an Opelousas mother of 2, wants to share her story about medical tourism. She's just one of several patients who are back in Acadiana and had to go back to the hospital to fix the damage done following surgery in Mexico. For Tricia Ryder, she wanted a change. She grew up as an active person, but weight loss was always an issue. Having an active 4-year-old son, her health made enjoying time outside something she couldn't do.
And I had to say, oh wait, you got to give mom a break, I'm hot, I'm tired. And it was like, is that fair to him?
After diets and exercise failed, she decided on surgery that would cost between $12,000 and $15,000 here. Then she found weightlossagents.com and a $4,000 price tag.
I went because of the cost. It was a lot cheaper, and being a single mother and a teacher, it was a lot cheaper for me to go that route, but it was so not worth it.
Paying about a third of the cost of surgery here in the States, she traveled from Acadiana in June to San Diego, then by bus to Tijuana, Mexico to see Dr. Mario Almanza.
He would make us take pictures with him before the surgery, and we're all happy and we're smiling, you know. After the surgery is completely different.
Friends who had already used Dr. Almanza never mentioned any issues. She soon found herself lined up with 12 other people getting ready for surgery.
During the time that the doctor came out and explained the process of what he was going to do, I was reluctant at that time. Something just didn't feel right, but I was in Mexico, and I just felt like, you know what, I've come this far. I can't turn around. This is something I really want to do. It's life-changing. That's all that was said the whole time we were there.
The nightmare for Ryder began almost as soon as she woke up from surgery.
I don't even know if the doctor did my procedure, because when I woke up, I remember seeing the anesthesiologist scrubbing from hands all the way to elbows.
Of the 13 people getting surgery that day, Ryder says 9 are experiencing problems, and Ryder at home, in pain, and getting no help from Almanza's practice.
I called every day. I have fever at 4 o'clock every day. It's 102. This can't be normal.
She was admitted to Lafayette General 2 weeks after surgery. Her doctor, Dr. Philip Gatchison, says she isn't alone in her suffering.
For us to see 4 patients in a month from one place in Tijuana, Mexico is very, very alarming. It tells us that the rate is extremely high.
Ryder's stomach was in such bad shape, she was put on a feeding tube for 3.5 months and only recently had it removed. She is sharing her story because she doesn't want anyone to walk in her footsteps. Along with the medical problems, the financial fallout follows.
I went from thinking that I was going to pay $4,100 in cash, because in Mexico that's all they wanted was cash, to coming home and now owing $130,000, and the bills are still coming in.
We reached out to weight loss agents about Dr. Almanza. They neither confirmed nor denied that they still work with him. So do your research, because if it's cheaper, it may not always be better.
Right.